Hey guys, GMX here, and welcome to today's video where today we're going to be going over PUBG's 9.2 patch. First off, you can see we actually have the nice dirt bikes here. They'll be getting into the game. As you can see, they're going to be a single-seater dirt bike that is more than a light version of a motorbike, with its own independent clutch system and rev to rev the engine, improved suspension for off-roading, and some other fun features. The dirt bike is now a single-seat motorcycle, so you can't do it with two people. So duos, that's going to be a little harder for mode of transportation. Spawns on all maps, and excluding Hurricane. Available in normal, custom, and training mode as well. Does not say ranked, so that means ranked it's not going to have that either, which would be interesting if it was in ranked solos. That'd be cool. Characteristics: great acceleration, off-road suspension, outstanding maneuverability, and then ability to alter pitch shift using shift and control keys. New feature, driver shooting. Okay, that's actually gonna be really neat. Right now, the only way to shoot out of a car is to do a seat swap. That's actually pretty popular and actually pretty effective. But with this driver shooting, let's look at that real quick. It's been requested for a long time. Finally happy to add it. New systems allow for you to fire sidearm weapons while driving. Okay, that's interesting. Drivers can now draw, reload, and fire sidearms. So I'm guessing that includes all pistols. Does it include the sawed-off? That'd be interesting to see. Driver shooting is enabled in all vehicles except for boats and BRDM. Okay. Vehicle aiming overhaul. Now, driver and passenger views are heavily stabilized while aiming. Okay, that'll be very interesting. Camera rotation will not follow the rotation of the vehicle. Okay, that's actually going to be a huge change for seat swapping. That might be really powerful still. Driver and passenger TPP cameras have been adjusted. Okay, I play FPP, so it doesn't matter as much. For me, aiming angles are restricted according to the player's visibility in relation to other passengers. You're unable to aim fully upwards in a closed-top vehicle or aim behind if there's a passenger behind you on a two-seater motorbike. Okay, that makes sense. Camera will no longer flip sideways when vehicles rolled or pitched upside down. Okay. And then, okay, so see below for driver shooting enabled sidearms. So the deagle, so it looks like everything. Yeah, that's all of them. Side off can only be equipped drivers on bike type vehicle. Okay, that's good to know. That would make the sawed off a good secondary weapon to have if you're transporting by bike, because it has a really fast reload. So that's interesting. Sidearms, we got a weapon balance adjustment for sidearms. Okay, so they're probably gonna make them more viable throughout the game, not just in vehicles. Oh, okay, cool. That'd be really, really cool. It might actually be worth it to have one now and carry a little bit of extra 9mm ACP, anything like that. So increased headshot damage for 2 to 2.1, increased limb damage multiplier from 1.0 to 1.05. Decreased aim deviation multiplier. Naming is now more accurate. You're now able to move faster while ADSing, more accurate while moving, and increase ADS stabilization. Okay, cool. All right, looking at the revolver. Let's see, decrease movement deviation multiplier. That's actually quite a bit there. And then increase minimum velocity for movement deviation. Okay, that'll be interesting. And then more specifics on the R1895, we have increased damage. Okay. Increased rate of fire. It doubles the rate of fire. Okay. That thing you can now spam really fast. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be like a Wild West. Heavily decreased aim deviation, and then increased recoil animation speed. Okay. That makes sense. With the higher rate of fire, you're going to have that recoil animation a lot faster. The R45 has an increased damage by 10. That's actually pretty significant. P92 has a damage decrease of just 1, but its rate of fire is increasing quite a bit. Okay, so this patch is really going to be beneficial for early drops and stuff like that. Finding a pistol, and if someone finds an AK, you actually have a chance probably to fight against them. This is also going to be really helpful for newer players learning how to get into the game. They usually sometimes land late, everything like that. pick a pistol, anything like that. It makes it viable, at least. I don't know how viable, we'll have to see, but it'll be interesting. The P1911 will have increased damage from 41 to 42. The Deagle will have increased rate of fire to 300, not as significant. And then increased recoil animation speed to better match new rate of fire. That makes sense, kind of like the revolver up there. I really wish they would do something else with the Deagle. The Deagle was supposed to be this really awesome weapon when it came to PUBG, and it really kind of fell flat and hasn't seen much use at all, unless you had to pick it up. Okay, the sawed-off. This is going to be interesting to see. So decreased pattern scale from 1.45 to 2. Okay. Decreased choke spread scale, lower spread to 0.8, and then increased damage multiplier. Jeez. Okay. So the sawed-off's going to be actually really viable to have as your last weapon, especially if you're on a bike or anything like that. And then the Scorpion can now attach extended quick drop mag. Okay. This is something that came into the game, and I was really surprised that it ever had this exclusion of not being able to equip the extended quick draw, only the extended mag. It's really weird. I'm glad they finally added it in, because it really didn't make sense. I guess because they thought the Scorpion had enough damage output, if you put the quick draw on it, it would overpower it by some means. But I mean, how many times have you actually picked up a Scorpion and used it? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Other changes, lava damage calculation update for Paramo, the new map. Now lava is inflicted more precisely when players come in contact, and then now gas cans will explode when it comes in contact with lava, which makes sense. It's lava, it's supposed to explode gas cans. Regional matchmaking changes. Okay, so we're getting some different changes here. Reopen queues are shown below. Asia gets solo FPP. Korea, Japan gets duo FPP. C gets FPP solo and duos back. EU gets TPP duos back. RU gets TPP duos back. Ocean gets TPP and FPP duos back. There's a new Battle Pride Pass. Okay, let's look at this real quick. Independent from the Survivor Pass, has 15 levels. Okay, that's interesting. It just looks like it's more cosmetic stuff you can get. It's got 15 levels. Gained via XP for gameplay. Level coupons cannot be used in the pass. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if I'm going to get that. That doesn't seem too worth it, but that's all right. UI and UX, we got Team Finder. Okay. That'll be very interesting. Hopefully this will work well. You can still accept invites in the lobby. That's a good thing. And then, see, this is interesting though, because you could honestly already queue up. So I guess I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. We'll see how that turns out. Settings. Team Finder will automatically be set to your select game mode, perspective, and language settings. Okay, that'll be nice. Mic settings automatically determined after checking whether you have a functional mic detected. Okay, so this will actually be pretty nice for people who want to connect with other people that already have a mic, that are speaking the same language. That's nice. That's nice. Team Finder, local region. Okay, very neat. That'll be cool. Lobby chat system. Okay. I guess this is good for people who don't have mics. You can actually have this, so you can, it features spam, ad, and abuse language filters. Okay, that'll be good. That'll be good. Hopefully it has it in other languages and everything, too. PUBG ID visibility. When killing other players, your PUBG ID will be displayed to the victim. PUBG ID will also be displayed in death cams while spectating other players. PUBG ID will also be displayed when looking at stats of other players. Okay. Cool. Other outer UI components such as drop-down menus and system messages have been visually improved to provide a more consistent experience. Voice chat at all is now disabled in Team Deathmatch. Okay, I've really never used it there, but all right. Team Deathmatch in arcade and custom mode will now have voice channel to all disabled due to abuse, which was disrupting gameplay. Okay, that makes sense. It's not COD, so. CPU performance has been improved by cost optimization. Nothing really there. The Kindy quality of life update. Okay. fixed tendency for the first circle to lean too much to the outside of the map. That's fair. Removed small objects around farms and fields. That's actually kind of nice. So you're not just walking in and running into something by accident and then it stops your sprinting or anything like that. And then also inhibiting vehicle movement. Number of houses set has been reduced as the space between house sets has been modified to ensure late game blue zones aren't overabundant with buildings. Okay. I didn't think Bikindi, yeah, does have a lot of compounds, but they've already reduced it by half, haven't they? More fights in fields. That really seems like a targeted third-person thing, not a first-person thing. For some reason to me, because like a lot of buildings and everything like that. I guess it's trying to get people more out in the open, but that's going to make it those actual late game buildings so much more have so much more power to them. I don't know if this is a good change or not. I kind of like the amount it has right now. I think fixing the circle settings there would be the better improvement. But that's just me. Large rocky areas over the center of the map and rocky hills to the east of the cement factory have been changed to enable access on foot and in vehicles. I kind of like the way they were, is that you could get up and block off a corner and section off a corner and funnel people to certain areas. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see how it plays. It might play a lot better. I'm not sure. Remove small objects around the river, which will not be able to use as cover. Okay, that's a good quality of life change. Like if you have a rock on a slope that's barely peeking up and you can't even, you have to almost prone around it and they could still see you. That's pretty much, it's not helping you in the game. It could look aesthetically pleasing, but in gameplay kind of hinders it. So that's a good thing. And skins and items, I really don't care about that. We'll glance through them real quick. Bug fixes, missing trees are now back. Fix the issue where only ranked FVP after starting in client or refreshing. That's actually happened to me a couple times. Partner exclusive item could be equipped and unequipped freely. Camera stutters occurring in driver and TPP. Okay. Force lobby back. Fix ADSing issue. Incorrect collision distance with certain weapons. That's actually, I think I've had this instance with like a scar or something. When I was coming up to a window that I normally could shoot out, it just went straight up for some reason. It might not be on the scar, and I might be completely wrong, and it was just me being a bad player, but I think I've run into that a couple times. Fix an issue where character's movement would look inaccurate when crouching or proning on fire. Fix an issue with the effect displayed only at the initial point of the explosion when multiple sticky bombs exploded nearby. Okay. Fix the awkward rendering of a character when holding certain items with grip attachments added. And then fix the case teammates not displaying on their team. Oh, okay. That's actually happened a couple of times too. UI fixes as well, and then some skins and items. Okay, perfect. That is the update 9.2 for PUBG. It's going to be very interesting. Thoughts overall, I think it's going to be very, very cool to see pistols might have a place, especially the sawed-off. It reloads really quick and everything like that. It's going to be really viable to have around. And then being able to shoot from all the vehicles. I think that's going to be a very interesting thing, mainly because right now, the only way to shoot from a vehicle, like I said before, is to seat swap and then fire your weapon. But that really doesn't work if there's 4 people in the car. So now this driver can do something. But if you're playing duos or solos, it almost seems like seat swapping will actually still be the most viable, because the camera rotation will not follow the rotation of the vehicle. You're going to be able to shoot out of a vehicle a lot easier now. So we'll see how this goes. I think the really, really good players are still going to be benefiting from this. I think this, I don't know if this will actually help the skill ceiling for shooting out of vehicles and everything like that. I feel like the really good players are going to benefit more from this. And the newer players are actually going to get the feel for it, so they can maybe improve it. So this might actually lessen the learning curve to getting better at firing in vehicles and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be all for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see 9.2, and hopefully it'll bring some new balance and some different viability for different weapons and different playstyles. So hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye.